Caitlin Clark just landed another incredible endorsement. This time it's with Stanley Cups.
Caitlin Clark has done it again. This time, not with a basketball in her hands, but with a cup. Yes, that cup. The Stanley everyone's talking about. Your mom wants one, your aunt collects them, and every college student flexes them on campus. Well, thanks to Clark's latest deal, Stanley's sales just went absolutely insane. She doesn't even have to step on the court to make headlines. Her influence is so powerful that products are literally vanishing from shelves. Now here's the question. Is Caitlin's Stanley partnership actually bigger than some of her biggest basketball milestones? Let's be real. This isn't some small-time sponsorship. Caitlin Clark just teamed up with Stanley, the king of the cup world, and instantly sales skyrocketed. This isn't just an endorsement. It's a cultural takeover. Clark isn't just selling jerseys or sneakers anymore. She's selling lifestyle. She's selling the vibe. And fans? They're buying it like crazy. Here's why it works. Stanley was already a monster in the market. Their cups turned into fashion statements. People camped outside Target to grab limited pastel drops. Resellers flipped cups for triple-digit prices online. And then comes Caitlin Clark, the single most marketable athlete in women's sports. Add her to the mix, and you've got a brand deal that was guaranteed to blow up. The photo shoot dropped. Caitlin Clark posing with Stanley Cups in Indiana Fever colors, rocking Nike sweats, smiling like she already knew the internet was about to explode. And that's exactly what happened. Within minutes, social media went wild. Screenshots everywhere, TikToks blowing up, and fans immediately asking, when can we buy her version? Here's the crazy part. The cups weren't even officially released yet, but resale groups were already buzzing. That's not just hype, that's pure dominance. But let's keep it real. This isn't just about Clark selling cups. This is about Clark proving she can step outside basketball and still run the culture. Gatorade, sports, Wilson, sports, Nike, sports, and fashion. But Stanley, that's mainstream. That's moms, college kids, and office workers. That's people who might not watch a second of the Wnba, but they'll still buy a Caitlin Clark Stanley Cup because it's trending. That's crossover power at its peak. And of course, the haters showed up. Why is she getting so many deals? She doesn't deserve it, it's just a cup. Same tired complaints. But here's the reality. Sales don't lie. Stanley's flying off shelves, stores are selling out, and the only difference is Caitlin Clark's name attached to the product. So call it hype if you want. But the cash register? It says otherwise.
Still maintaining to land deals is, legendary. And not to mention, she still got to deal with Gatorade as well. So for her to land this Stanley deal is just, I know a lot of people talk about her agent not being there for her agent doing all these things. I got to give it to her agent, bro. Now, granted, would Caitlin Clark be getting these deals if she didn't have her agent? Probably. But she still got to give some, we still got to give some credit to the agent. This is a nice cup here. I don't think I ever seen one like that. This is legendary right here. And Caitlin looks super happy to have this deal as well.
Let's break it down with numbers. Stanley was already pulling in billions each year, but the second Caitlin Clark's collab teasers hit, everything spiked. Website traffic shot up by double digits. Pre-orders for her line surged. Some stores couldn't even keep regular Stanley Cups in stock. Fans assumed Clark's edition would be limited, and they refused to risk missing out. That's what you call the Taylor Swift effect. Everything connected to her turns into a frenzy. And here's where it gets funny. Imagine being one of those critics who claimed Clark was just hype, only to watch her sell water bottles faster than NBA stars move sneakers. It's almost comical. People keep doubting her, and every time she proves she's not just an athlete, she's a movement. Now let's talk strategy. Stanley didn't just slap Clark's name on one cup. They rolled out a full collection, 5 different models: the jug, the tumbler, the water bottle, the classic cup, and even a travel version. And the colors? Fever red, Iowa gold, navy, and a subtle gray. It's like her entire career mapped out in shades. And fans weren't buying just one. They were buying all 5 to collect them. That's not a simple endorsement. That's a carefully crafted rollout. That's marketing genius. When the promo dropped, Caitlin Clark didn't look stiff or out of place. She looked natural, laughing, posing, holding a cup like it was just another day. And that matters. A lot of athletes feel awkward in lifestyle ads because it's not their lane. But Clark? She slides in effortlessly. That's why brands keep chasing her. She's relatable enough for everyday buyers, yet iconic enough to create a frenzy. And here's the wild part. She did all of this while injured. Think about that. She's missed nearly half the season, yet her endorsement train never slowed down. Most athletes need highlight reels to stay relevant. Clark just needs a photo shoot and a press release. That's the definition of brand power. And haters can't stand it, because it proves she's bigger than the box score. Now, let's compare. Other WNBA stars have endorsement deals too. Aja Wilson has her Nike shoe, Sabrina Ionescu has her own line, Angel Reese signed with Reebok. All great moves, but none of them are moving lifestyle products at Clark's scale. I mean, who else is getting soccer moms in Iowa and accountants in Boston to spend $40 on a cup? That's Clark's lane, and she owns it. And yeah, some people complain. $60 for a cup? That's a scam. Really? You'll drop $100 on a Bath & Body Works candle without blinking, but suddenly Clark Stanley is too much? Stop it. These cups are selling out because people see value in the connection. They're not just buying drinkware, they're buying into Caitlin Clark's story. And make no mistake, this isn't hype for Stanley alone. This is a blueprint for future deals. Other lifestyle brands are watching closely. If Clark can make cups trendy, imagine what happens when she taps into furniture, fashion, or even tech. The ceiling isn't basketball anymore. It's wherever she decides to take it. So let's sum up part 1 of this madness. Caitlin Clark's Stanley partnership isn't just an endorsement. It's proof she's crossed over from basketball star to cultural icon. She's selling to fans who've never even seen a Fever game. She's making products go viral without stepping on the court. And she's leaving critics scrambling to explain why a cup sold out faster than some jerseys. Here's the bigger picture. For decades, sneakers have been the ultimate athlete endorsement. The Jordans, the flashy colorways, the limited drops. That's how cultural impact was measured, at least until now. Caitlin Clark flipped the script. She didn't need sneakers to prove her pull. She made cups the new must-have. Think about it. The resale market that usually obsesses over Jordans and Yeezys is suddenly buzzing about Clark's Stanley cups. Forums where people normally argue shoe sizes are now trading Clark colorways. That's sneaker culture energy redirected toward drinkware. And if that sounds ridiculous, it is. Ridiculous in a way that prints money. This is bigger than just another endorsement. Clark is redefining what athlete marketing even looks like. It's no longer confined to sports gear. She's entering lifestyle spaces where her fans already live. Not everyone buys basketball shoes, but everyone uses a water bottle. Clark and Stanley figured that out, and the numbers prove it's genius. Now, about the haters, because they always show up. Their argument is the same tired one. She's selling cups, not championships. As if success off the court somehow cancels success on it. Yes, she's injured, but the deals keep coming. That's not weakness, that's strength. It means her brand has transcended the scoreboard. And let's be honest, if another WNBA star had landed this exact deal, those same critics would be calling it groundbreaking. But because it's Caitlin Clark, suddenly critics reduce it to just a cup. That double standard says more about them than it does about her. The truth is, they don't like that she dominates every headline, every conversation, and every product launch. Too bad. The market already decided. From a business perspective, this deal proves why brands can't ignore women's sports anymore. Stanley didn't sign Clark out of charity, they signed her because of money. They saw her sell out arenas, spike TV ratings, and send online traffic through the roof. They knew slapping her name on their product would move units. And now that it has, other lifestyle brands are going to follow. Picture it. Caitlin Clark cookware, Clark-branded home decor, even tech collabs. If Stanley can break sales records with cups, what do you think Target or Apple would do with her name on their products? This Stanley deal isn't just a partnership, it's a precedent. Clark has officially moved beyond sportswear into full-blown cultural influence. Just look at her portfolio. Nike? Check. Wilson? Check. Gatorade? Check. Panini? Check. Now Stanley? Check. That's 5 different industries. Footwear, equipment, beverages, collectibles, and lifestyle. Most athletes are lucky if they crack 2 of those. Clark's already dominating 5, and she's only in her 2nd year as a pro. Let that sink in. And here's the kicker. The WNBA benefits too, whether they admit it or not. When Clark sells out Stanley Cups, it's not just her win. it shines a spotlight on the entire league. Every time she trends, Indiana Fever and WNBA trend right alongside her. That's why networks and sponsors keep increasing their investments. They know Clark brings women's basketball into the mainstream conversation. Of course, not everyone in the league loves that. Some players feel overshadowed by the attention she gets. That's understandable. But let's be real. This isn't favoritism, it's economics. Brands invest in whoever moves the market. And right now, that's Caitlin Clark. Unless someone else starts moving products by the truckload, that won't change. And look at the strategy. Stanley's biggest consumer base has always been suburban moms and college students. Who overlaps with that perfectly? Clark's fan base. Moms who cheered for her Iowa run. Students who wear her jerseys. Families who pack Fever games. This wasn't random. It was a targeted play, and it worked flawlessly. The numbers back it up. Stanley's site traffic spiked after Clark's launch. Stores reported shortages within hours. Pre-orders maxed out almost instantly. Resale markets were flooded with listings going for 2 or 3 times retail price. That doesn't happen with just any collab. That happens when demand crushes supply. And demand right now is being driven by one name, Caitlin Clark. So what does this mean long-term? It means Clark is building a brand that doesn't depend on basketball season. The WNBA has an off-season. Endorsements don't. With Stanley, her reach extends into kitchens, offices, gyms, and classrooms every single day. Fans don't just cheer for her when she drops 30. They literally drink from her cup. That's permanent brand integration. That's brilliance. And here's the best part. She's just getting started. If Caitlin Clark's signature shoe drops in 2026 the way fans are expecting, we're talking about more than just a basketball release. It could spark a global movement. Stack that alongside lifestyle partnerships, and suddenly we're staring at an athlete with billionaire potential before her career even wraps up. Sounds crazy? Maybe to the doubters, but the path she's on makes it very real. Deals like Stanley only prove it. And yet, the critics never stopped shifting the narrative. First, they claimed she'd never pack arenas. She did. Then they said brands wouldn't line up. She's now the face of more endorsements than anyone else in the league. Next, they argued she couldn't move lifestyle products. Well, look around, she's doing exactly that. No matter how far the goalposts move, Clark keeps smashing through them. The Stanley deal isn't about selling cups, it's about proving dominance. It shows Clark's influence isn't limited to the hardwood. She can move products across industries, reshape culture, and silence every critic with cold, hard numbers.